My name is Gabe, and, well, welcome to Hold That Thought, the companion show to everything else we make here. So today, well, after reading The Song Everlasting, and noting that book told its story over several decades, one decade, it got me thinking about time in stories and exactly how do we decide how long our story should take. And I will state right now, going into filming this video, I don't entirely have an answer to that question yet. It's not something I've ever really given much thought to. But maybe through this video I'll figure something out. Alright, so what are the factors to deciding? Now, I guess the answer is, what type of story are you telling? I think that might be the biggest question needed to determine how long a story should take. If the story is about the rise or decline of a certain figure, you may need a couple of years to tell that story. On the other hand, if it's one thing that person did, you can probably tell it in a day or two. So, maybe that's what it is. Scope. Maybe it's all about how much do you need to have happen in your story. And, in that case, how much do we need to have happen? Well, let's just do some, well, I'd say math, but I'm not really into doing that. And I suspect that ain't what you're here for. So let's just do some math. Okay, so let's start with one adventure. You're just a simple adventure story. Your character is chasing the evil villain across the land. That could take maybe, a week? Yeah, let's say a week. But then, let's say you add stops. Sure, they're chasing the villain across the land, but they gotta stop in Village A and spend a few days or month, or even a week in that village, and this keeps piling up and piling up. That would naturally add time to the story as more is added to it. So, if you're just doing point A to B, the story is going to take place over a shorter period of time. But if you add to it, if well X is happening, Y happens also, then the more stuff you add, the more length the story would take. But that's really an adventure. There are other types of stories. A Song Everlasting, which you can check out my review for over here. It's an okay review, I think. It's a lovely book. It's the book of someone's life story. And it's a book about a period of someone's life. And in that regard, if all that happened in that book was it talked about the immigration process from China to the United States, yeah, the book would probably take place within a week or so. But the book goes on about every facet it can about the immigration process. And naturally adding more layers and subsequently adds more years to the length of the book. So I guess that's my answer. For a book to take a really long time, or as long as you really need it to, it needs to have enough going on to justify it. That's the conclusion I've reached in this video. This video was kind of weird, wasn't it? Well, I hope it was in some way enjoyable to watch me ramble my way to an answer. Maybe I'll try it again someday. But, if you did enjoy this video, why not leave it a like? If you want to see more like it, with either more or less rambling, why not subscribe? But more importantly than any of that, have a good night.